Welcome to day 90 of our school year. Finished another row of 10. Let's go ahead and get down our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 school days, so that's our denominator. And we are on day 90. So let's find the factors of our numerator. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. Using the commutative property of multiplication, I can also write it down as 90 times 1. Now we're going to use our divisibility rules to find all our factors, and we're going to go in order so we don't miss any. So in order, after 1, we try 2. The rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. It ends in 0, so 2 is a factor. Half of 9 I can't do, so I can go down to 8 tenths. Half of 8 tenths is 4 tenths. And then I have 10 left over. Half of 10 is 5. Okay, now the rule for 3 is that we add our digits together. And we get 9. 9 is a multiple of 3, so 3 is a factor. 3 times 30, 30 times 3. We try 4. One way to check for 4 is look at the second factor with 2, see if that is even or not. It is odd, so 4 is not a factor. 88 and 92 are both multiples of 4, but 90 is not. We try 5. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It ends in a 0. Okay, let's see, I can get 10 5s out. I'm left with 40. So 18. Okay, we try 6. The rule for 6 is that both 2 and 3 are factors. They are both factors, so that means 6 is a factor. 6 times 15. 15 times 6. We try 7. 7 times 10 is 70, 77, 84, 91. 90 is not in that list, so 7 is not a factor. We try 8. 8 times 10 is 80, 88, 96. 90 is not in that list, so that means that 8 is not a factor. We try 9. The rule for 9 is the same as 3. Add the digits together, we get 9. 9 is a multiple of 9, so 9 is a factor. 9 times 10, 10 times 9. Okay, we get to 10. There's no counting or natural numbers between 9 and 10, so we are done. Let's go ahead and list all our factors from least to greatest. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 15, 18, 30, 45, 90. Well, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 factors. That is definitely more than 2 factors, so it is composite. Now we need to find our greatest common factor. Let's start with our greatest factor, which is 90. And we're going to make groups of 90. It doesn't matter what your groups look like. Just keep your shaded separated from your unshaded and make sure that you have 90 in each. All right. Well, I have no remainders, so that means 90 worked. 90 is our greatest common factor. Now we need to see how many total groups of 90 do we have. 1, 2. We have 2 groups of 90. How many are shaded in? 1. So 1/2 is one of those special numbers that I can turn into a percent. Per means through or thorough, and cent means 100. So through 100. How many per 100 do we have? Well, I can get 100 by multiplying by 50. So we get 50 out of 100. That, as a decimal, is 50 hundredths. That can also be written as 5 tenths, or 50%. 50% is exactly half. Just like 50 cents is half of a dollar. All right, now that we've proved our division with our model, let's go ahead and prove it with our algorithm. We're dividing both by our greatest common factor. Let's see, one group of 90 is 90. Numbers the same, 0 is a game. And then here I just have 18 take away 9, which is 9. So 1 times 90 is 90. Numbers the same, 0 is a game. Add these partial quotients. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 times 90 is 90. Numbers the same, 0 is a game. Okay, we still need to check. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both, and our identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to add 0. 2 groups of 0 is 0. 2 groups of 9 tenths is 18 tenths. And then here we have the identity property of multiplication that says when you multiply by 1 it stays the same, because one group of 0 is 0, one group of 9 tenths is 9 tenths. 90, that matches our dividend, so that checks. 180, that matches our dividend, so that checks. That means our numerator is definitely 1, and our denominator is definitely 2. Okay, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. We're still in trimester 2, week 7, but today is a special day. Not only are we back from our winter break, but it is exactly half of the school year completed. 1/2, which is the same as 5 tenths, which is the same as 50 hundredths, which is the same as 50% of the school year completed. We have 50% to go, so we're exactly halfway. And with that, let's get out our number line. We did groups of 90. So if we look at our groups of 90, it's our second to last line. Right here is our first line because there's 2 groups. So we put 1/2. But not only do we put 1/2 there, we're going to go ahead and put all the equivalent fractions up to 1/2. We're going to get caught up to that. So there is no mark on this one because there's no, this is not an even number to break up into half. So only the ones that have even number denominators will work with this. So this is 1/2. Okay, skip this one. We have 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. There's none here. This would be 3/6. So we also need to get down this one that's right here. This would be 2/6. 2/6. 3/6 is exactly half. None here. Here would be 5 tenths because 5 is half of 10. This one that's missing we have to get down, which is 4 tenths. Here is 6/12. 6 is half of 12. None here. Here would be 9/18. And our missing one here is 8/18. Here would be 10/20. Here would be 15/30. And our missing one is 14/30. Here is 18/36. Then here is 30/60. Here is 45/90, and our missing one here is 44/90. So at this time, you should have all fractions up to the halfway mark on all but the last line. So we should have it all up to the halfway mark. That's our half of year so far. All right, go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.